Hello there. Welcome to Calm Heaven Care. Today, we will be discussing emotional flashbacks. Explained. Why old feelings suddenly return. Have you ever felt suddenly overwhelmed with emotion, even though nothing serious seemed to happen in that moment? If conversations like this help you feel understood, you might consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you don't miss future discussions. And if you feel comfortable, leave a comment sharing one small thing that helps you calm down when emotions suddenly feel intense. Sometimes emotions appear suddenly and powerfully, even when nothing major seems to be happening. A small moment can bring a wave of fear, shame, sadness, or panic that feels hard to explain. Let's gently explore the experience. People often describe as emotional flashbacks what they can feel like and how people sometimes learn ways to navigate those moments. Sometimes, the past returns as a feeling, not a memory. What emotional flashbacks can feel like? When people think of flashbacks, they often imagine vivid memories or images from the past. But emotional flashbacks can be different. Instead of remembering a specific event, someone might suddenly feel the same intense emotions they once felt during difficult experiences. Fear might appear without a clear reason. Shame might feel overwhelming. A deep sense of helplessness may show up unexpectedly. And the confusing part is that the current situation might seem small compared to the emotional reaction. Emotional flashbacks can feel like being flooded with old emotions. Why emotional flashbacks sometimes happen? Our minds are constantly learning patterns. When strong emotions were connected to certain experiences in the past, the brain may remember those feelings, even years later. Sometimes a small moment in the present resembles something from the past, just enough to activate those emotions again. It might be a tone of voice, a look from someone, a familiar situation. The brain doesn't always separate past and present perfectly. Sometimes it simply reacts, not because someone is weak, but because the nervous system once learned that those emotions were connected to survival. Mini story, the workplace situation. Imagine someone sharing an idea during a meeting. A coworker responds with mild criticism. For many people, that moment might feel uncomfortable, but manageable. But for someone carrying earlier experiences of harsh judgment or humiliation, the reaction might feel much stronger. Suddenly, their chests tighten. Their thoughts become self-critical. They feel like they've done something terribly wrong. Even if others in the room move on quickly, the emotional wave can linger. Mini story, the relationship moment. Picture someone whose partner seems distracted during a conversation. Maybe they check their phone or respond briefly. For most people, that might not mean much, but for someone who once experienced emotional neglect or abandonment, the moment might trigger a deep fear. Thoughts may appear like the following: did I do something wrong? They're losing interest. I'm not important. The present moment becomes mixed with emotions from earlier experiences. Mini story, late night emotional waves. For some people, emotional flashbacks appear during quiet moments. Late at night, when everything becomes still, a wave of sadness or shame might suddenly appear. There may be no clear memory attached to it, just a powerful feeling that seems to come out of nowhere. These moments can feel lonely, but many people quietly experience something similar. Intense emotions sometimes carry echoes from the past. Pause and reflect. If any of this feels familiar, It might help to pause for a moment and gently ask yourself, when do strong emotional waves tend to appear for me? Are there certain situations that trigger similar feelings again and again? What environments help me feel calmer and safer? There's no pressure to analyze everything. Sometimes, simply noticing patterns can bring a sense of clarity. Gentle ways people cope with emotional flashbacks. Different people discover different ways of navigating intense emotional waves. Some people find it helpful to pause and remind themselves that the feeling may be connected to past experiences rather than the present moment. Others notice that grounding activities help bring their attention back to the present. This might include focusing on their surroundings, noticing physical sensations, or engaging in calming routines. Some people find comfort in writing their feelings down or talking with trusted friends who offer understanding. Over time, many people discover that recognizing emotional flashbacks can reduce the confusion they once felt during those moments. Awareness can turn confusion into understanding. Compassion for your emotional responses. Emotional flashbacks can sometimes feel overwhelming or embarrassing, but they often reflect how deeply the mind remembers past experiences. Many people discover that responding to themselves with gentleness, rather than self-criticism, changes how those moments feel. Instead of thinking, "Why am I reacting like this?" some begin to wonder, "What might this feeling be trying to tell me?" That small shift can open the door to self-compassion. Gentle safety note. If emotional distress ever becomes overwhelming or brings thoughts about harming yourself, reaching out to local emergency services or trusted crisis resources in your area can be an important step. Support exists, and no one deserves to face those moments alone. Emotional flashbacks are one way the human mind remembers difficult experiences. They can appear suddenly, often without clear explanation. But many people are discovering that these emotional waves begin to make more sense when they understand where they come from. And understanding often brings compassion. This channel simply offers conversations for reflection and awareness, not medical advice. If this discussion resonated with you, you might consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you can continue exploring topics like this. And feel free to leave a comment sharing something that helps you find calm when emotions feel overwhelming.